YouTube, what's going on? It's Rob with SOS Fragrance Reviews. Today we're going to be checking out a fragrance from the house of Room 1015. The fragrance is called Cherry Punk. And if you're interested in checking that one out, please stay tuned. So the fragrance is from the house of Room 1015. It is called Cherry Punk. I recently got up on this fragrance per fellow YouTuber Ashley in Paris. I saw a video she did recently where she talked about, fragrances that really worked. And this is a fragrance that's a unisex fragrance that worked for her, but also worked really well when her boyfriend wore it. And she spoke very highly of it. So I kind of took a chance and actually blind bought it, which I don't recommend you guys do, but I did that. Picked the fragrance up, got it in the mail, and I like it. I actually like this fragrance quite a bit. It's a eau de parfum concentration. What the fragrance basically is a rough and kind of tumble leather fragrance that has like this nice little cherry veil on top of it. You get some other notes going on with the fragrance, but for the most part, you get this kind of rugged leather and this like light cherry veil of a note that kind of sits on top of it. All right, so let's get into the notes on this fragrance. At the top, you've got cherry, saffron, Saskatchewan pepper. In the mid, you've got mimosa, violet, and jasmine. And then in the base, you've got leather, tonka bean, and patchouli. For the most part, this fragrance is pretty linear. I mean, you get the saffron, you get the pepper, you get the mimosa outside of the obvious like cherry and leather, but it doesn't really change a lot. In the far dry down, it seems like the cherry and the leather, they kind of fall back a little bit, and I think some of the creaminess from the tonka kind of comes out. But other than that, it's a pretty linear fragrance. I think that cherry note is a nice little curveball. It gives the fragrance a lot of appeal, and whether you like the leather accord or don't like it that much, it's just a nice change up. And today, with everybody being so, drawn to the sweeter fragrances, I think that's nice. I think it'll give it a broader appeal, and a lot of people will like that. But don't fret, because it doesn't really go into gourmand territory. It kind of just stays this nice, kind of like maraschino cherry, like, vibe, but then it's just a veil on top of the leather. The leather is the most dominant accord on my skin. It is a unisex fragrance. It is eau de parfum concentration, and it may smell a little bit different on a woman's skin, but on my skin, the leather is kind of like the dominant note, front and center. After that initial blast of cherry, the cherry kind of falls back and the leather comes to the front. It's got like average performance. So I'm gonna say like about 5 hours, average, projection and sillage. But I think it's a fragrance that could garner compliments. I think it would, it could be a head turner. If you go to like a bar and grill, some type of like intimate party, I think it's going to be something that's going to turn heads. So I think it's a very, very solid release. My only issue with the fragrance is I think that because of the price point and because you can only get a 100 ml, I think it may be limiting as far as like who's going to try it. And I think the bigger thing is because it's got that cherry accord and it's leather, I don't feel like it's a very, very versatile fragrance. You can wear whatever you want, whenever you want. I just don't think it's a very versatile fragrance. I use fragrances as like accessories. So I would, find ways to work it in and use it for this situation and that situation. But just as being a go-to fragrance, I don't really see it as being like this go-to fragrance for me, but it's a very nice release and one that I wanted to bring to you guys and kind of put it on your radar. So if you want to check it out, you can. So that's my review of the fragrance. I hope you guys liked it. If you've never subscribed to the channel, I would ask that you do so. I'm getting really close to the 1,000 sub mark. It's taking me quite a bit of time to get there, but I'm almost there. So if you're watching the video and you've never subscribed to the channel, I would ask that you do so. Give me a thumbs up if you choose to do so. I thank you for coming in and checking out the channel. I do appreciate your time. Until next time, peace.